You can't win.
No! Please kill me. Yeah, I want my multiplier back. There we go. So, now that so, how would you go around this problem?
Time to implement my own trigonometric functions.
Yeah! Yeah! So we had to implement sine and cosine by ourselves. How do you do that?
Lookup table?
Too much memory.
Lots of bullshit math.
Yeah, we ended up. Okay, so there's some type of series. I forget what it's called. I'm pretty sure you can look it up right now.
I don't have anything to look it up.
You don't even have your phone? Where's your phone? Is this the phone?
That's the old phone.
That's the old phone. Where's your new phone? Bastard. Oh, it's underneath everything. Got it. So there's some sort of a series that you can use to calculate sine and cosine. I forget what it's called, but it's like if you start with W, you can divide it by something. Basically, look up series to determine sine cosine, and then it'll probably show up.
Power series?
Power series? I don't think that's it.
Yeah, let's go to Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, yay!
Yeah, I know Wikipedia needs donations. I can't give you anything.
It's that time of year, then.
The function sine can be traced to the something and something functions used in the Gupta period, Indian astronomy?
No, that's not it.
Series definition. The sine function is closely approximated by its Taylor polynomial of degree 7.
That's it! Taylor polynomial, I believe. Is that the one that looks like W plus and then minus and then plus and then minus?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one that we had to. That's the one we implemented.
There's a neat little animated image.
Yep. That's neat, isn't it? So we implemented a Taylor polynomial series, which has a neat way of doing it programmatically because we can keep track of the numerator and denominator all using the same variable, so we don't actually use up all that much memory. It worked. We had a few issues with it because we were doing it too few times.
Oh.
So we'd get inaccurate values because of that. But we made it so that it runs 10 times at least. And that completely solved our sine cosine issue. All right. So now to catch up with everyone, we have an accurate step counter, so we have an accurate length of step. We have the direction now, and we have a way to calculate it accurately, right? That basically that's the project done now. All right. There's an except in there somewhere. I know it. There's an except in there. Except. Now we need to deal with height. So we have a barometer, and our nav unit calculates pressure in terms of hectopascals. or HPA, which is 100 pascals. Alright? Guess the problem.
It's an integer.
No, it's a float that... Well, it is actually kind of an integer, actually, because it transforms an integer into a float. So it's just an integer, but that's not the problem. Do you want to know the problem is?
What's the problem?
1 HPA is a difference in a difference in 1 HPA is equivalent to 25 meters.
That's a big scale.
That's a big scale.
Glad to see you, Sarge. In order to get ready for a major attack against our base.
So, with that in mind, we couldn't use the thing the goddamn the navigation unit uses. Right? So, fortunate for us, I found in the demo code that the read pressure function uses another read pressure function that is like 3 longs concatenated to each other. And that one is accurate to like a couple of inches. So we found our way to do height, basically. And that was basically our project. So after that all we had to do is to figure out which calibration tests we wanted to do, right? And implement waypoints so that you can tell how far away you are from an origin when you start. And that was pretty much our entire project. Now let me talk to you about the magnetometer. Alright? So basically we were having a problem with the magnetometer where it was like you activate it, right? Mm-hmm. And you activate the magnetometer and it oh, I got it. You activate the magnetometer, right? And it reads west when you're pointing north, right? So the first thing you think of like, oh, our magnetometer is set in the wrong direction. Let's just adjust it so that it points north when we're pointing north, right? So we do that. It points north when we're pointing north, and then we rotate it around, right? So it'll be like, we rotate it clockwise. It'll be north, northeast, east, 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 north.
Oh, that's not good.
So it took us a while to figure out what the problem was. So it took so long that the TA actually had to email everyone how it worked. Right? The thing about the magnetometer is, guess what? It's subject to fucking noise. Right? And so the values are off by a lot. Right?
It's always noise.
It's always noise.
Like this is the recurring trend in these stories. Noise.
Otherwise, our nav unit would be working perfectly.
You sure lived up to your reputation.
God damn, how much do you love noise? I'm sure noise is as annoying for you as it is for me.
It's so great that there's even a song with the word noise in the lyrics. That means it's garbage.
Alright. So the initial values for the magnetometer are off by a lot, which means that the period that it reads would also be off. So it'll always read like one certain value 5 times basically, even though it should be something else, right? So the idea is that when you rotate the magnetometer 360 degrees, all the values should average to 0, right? It didn't. So we had to hard code the values that it's off by and add them to the X, Y, and Z values. Also, the magnetometer measures in Gauss. I have no idea what that's supposed to measure. But in order to transform it into degrees, you had to use ATAN. That's all I know about it.
Nice.
The Noids are storming the bridge!
And that's all I know about it. So we figured. So that was a fun time. Question mark.
Question mark.
But yeah. After that, our project was basically finished. We have the position, we have the step counter, we have the barometer, we have the calibration tests done, we have the waypoints now set, so those work now with the buttons, right? And so now comes time to do the demo with the professor. So he took our device, right? He took our device and it's like, and he said, "Wow, your calibration tests, I can actually read them." They're in English apparently, or something like that.
That's a warning sign already.
Your calibration tests, I can read them, which is a good thing for us, but everyone else.
That's kind of a red flag.
And like.
We're not going near that base until somebody puts those turrets out of commission.
So rip everyone else, basically. Our calibrations were in English and could be read by the professor, so he knew exactly what to do. Like, wow, that felt like the easiest A in that department. Seriously. Right? So then he finishes the calibration test, right? We ran into a problem because of because the buttons weren't debounced properly.
Nice.
So basically our height reading was always going to be off because that calibration test was basically failed. Right? That's just unfortunate, and we can't really do anything about that, right? But he goes through his pre-planned route, right? And he goes through his pre-planned route. He creates waypoints and tries to see how accurate they are, right? So he makes a full circle, right? He makes a start. So assuming that the starting point was 0, 0, right?
Yeah.
He makes a full circle, and makes one last waypoint. All right. Guess the values of our waypoint.
They're just barely off, aren't they?
Barely off. After completing a whole circle, the waypoint readings are 10 meters north, 10 meters west from your starting location. with the height of 0 at least, so that was accurate.
Blackwater City has been secured.
So of course, without using GPS, you're just gonna get wildly inaccurate positioning, and there's not much you can really do about that besides thinking very, 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 very hard about it.
And even then,
no promises. Like, this is a problem that's been widely researched by a whole bunch of people who have big brains and stuff, right? Like professors, PhDs, a whole bunch of people are researching this, and there's not really a clear solution to it. And you can so like that just makes me really appreciate like the devices that we actually have that implement this kind of stuff.
because they like usually work.
Yeah, the
stuff, kid. Now get to Maximilian's office before he can
Yeah.
make his escape.
Another thing about when he was finished with the demo, he was very impressed with our step counter. Like he was very, very impressed with this, how we implemented the step counter and how accurate it was. So that made me feel good too, because that was my idea, of course. But
Clank is hot on his tail.
I'm being somewhat facetious, but like I said, I'm very proud of the project that we ended up having, and like the fact that he was impressed with even some parts of it just feels good. you know.
You get to have bragging rights over everyone else.
For real though.
You're an undergrad who successfully did a grad project.
about an issue that doesn't really have a clear A B C steps to it, right? There's not like this is people have made research papers on it and how to build devices that do these kind of things, and it's not an easy problem. So the fact that we got something that's even like that, even if it is 10 meters off in two directions, that's in my books really impressive.
Scene, Agent Clank and the monkey must put aside their differences and work together to reach that ledge. Let's see some real emotion out there, okay?
What emotion?
Yeah. And so that was the project. What did you think about it?
Certainly something.
Certainly something. Would you be able to make a nav device now that I explained how I made mine?
No.
You bastard!
I'm not big brain enough to figure anything out.
You bastard. But yeah, that was a damn floozy of a project. And keep in mind, I was working on this project concurrently with a partner. I was working on this project with a partner, right? Concurrently with my Android app final project that was also working with a partner with.
Show me some emotion.
So I had like basically zero time to do anything. I was like spending all my night in the lab and stuff. God, that was a pain. But now I am forever done with college because even if I have to go back there, I'm not going to. I am as done as college as I can possibly be, because if you're going to if you're going to say, oh, you didn't complete a required class on statistics, I'm going to be like, fuck off, bitch. Alright? Alright, I just made a navigation device, you little shit. I ain't going to do no fucking statistics. Wouldn't you agree?
Somewhat.
If you were just done working two final projects, one of them being both of them not having a straight easy answer or like a instruction manual on how to do it exactly, and you were told that you forgot to do like a year one math class, would you go back to college still? Well, would you? You're giving me that look. Those are signs that she's probably maybe interested in me.
What? Knowing me, I'd probably end up doing it anyways, just to actually have credentials.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if I didn't have the credential, if I didn't have like the diploma. I'd just put I programmed the nav device on FPGA on my resume and be done with it. That's just me though.
I mean, at least with the dev team, I mean, I can say I've had experience working in groups.
Yeah.
And also open source projects.
Also, did I mention that I developed a nav unit on an FPGA board?
Did I ever mention that operating systems are shit?
Oh yes. Did you take an operating systems class?
Not yet, but having to work with all the differences between Linux, Windows, and Mac is terrible.
Ah, I see that. I see. That's what you meant.
Cross-platform compatibility sucks.
Cross-platform compatibility. What's that?
Especially when companies like Apple keep changing everything.
That's just a trend that's going on, because Android is kind of the same thing almost.
At least they have like compatibility levels.
Yeah,
like,
they have compatibility
they at least
levels,
have,
like,
in theory, some backwards compatibility.
Yeah, in theory.
Apple doesn't even give you that promise.
Nope. There's actually a YouTube channel I stumbled into, called Luis Rossman, I believe. Basically, he does Mac. His channel is basically him doing MacBook repairs, right? And like every episode, every video is like all the ways Apple fucks you over.
I mean, to be fair, other companies probably do similar tactics.
Not just that. I mean, like in the computer engineering aspect, not like fuck you over as a consumer. It's just like completely fuck with businesses.
That doesn't surprise me that Apple does that.
Yeah, like
Does it surprise you?
no, but it doesn't surprise me. But like the lengths that they go to is kind of absurd.
Oh.
Like he once he appeared on the news actually. He appeared on the news giving like an interview on how Apple screws with the repair business, so that because Apple, as you know, has the Genius Bar, right?
Yeah.
And that's their first party repair business.
Yeah.
And so third party repair business would obviously be competing with them. And in the Genius Bar, news outlets revealed that what they did, that they scam people from the laptops. So like they did an experiment where they had a laptop that didn't work and gave it to the Genius Bar, and then they said $1,000 to replace the whole thing, right? And then they took it to the guy I was talking about, right? It was like, oh, you just need to turn this on. Like he opens up the back and like, you see this thing over here, this port is disconnected. Just plug it back in and it completely works. And then he's like, and then the interviewer was like, so how much would you charge someone with this? Honestly, if it was just this, and he's like, if it was just this simple of a thing, I'd just do it for free. And then he goes on to explain some stuff that they do to fuck with repair, like software that recognizes when the back has been removed, and if it does that, completely break your phone so that you can't use it anymore.
That's just absurd.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting watch. I'm not a computer engineer, so all the stuff he says just like. Or not even computer engineer, electrical engineer. It's more of that than computer engineering, for the most part. But basically, yeah, just wow. Brain no work. Oh, I do have a weapon. Interesting channel. Oops. Well, I guess I'll buy my. By the way, notice my bolts now?
Those are certainly bolts. Now you have more.
Now I have more. But yeah. So, now that we're done with our classes, how was the college experience?
About the same as usual, just slightly more lonely.
Yeah.
Because like I said, most of my friends have graduated.
Any shenanigans happen?
Nothing really absurd happened.
Alright. Were you in dorms this time around?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for me, as opposed to you, for me, I decided not to go. I decided to forego apartments this time, and just rent out like a room from someone's house, right? And so I managed to find a room with this very nice old lady. Right? She was very kind to me, and she treated me well. I almost had enough for a rhino. But now I'm poor again.
Now you're poor again.
She treated me very nice. She was very kind, and she lived way up in the hill, right? So that meant I would live about 5 miles away from campus. More than 5 miles, actually. 10 miles away from campus. That 5 miles is just the highway. But yeah, so I live pretty far from campus, so I had to get a permit, so I had to get a parking permit to park there so I can drive to school. Guess who didn't get a parking permit until? Guess who completely fucked up his parking stuff? So what happened was that you sign up online. You sign up online to do permit stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, okay, I'm gonna sign up for a permit, right? When you make an account, right? What you have to do is first say what kind of permit you're going for, right? And I selected the wrong permit, and I didn't realize this until like a ways in, right? And then like, oh wait a minute, this is the wrong kind of permit. I need to get the other kind of permit, right? Guess what you can't do?
Exactly that.
You can't change your permits after you selected one, right? But there was no way you could actually change your permit. So that sucked. So there's no way to change the permit. But I tried everything. All right. So I tried to relog in. I tried to sign up again, but I couldn't use the But signing up again you can't use the same password to sign in again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh damn, that sucks. Is there a way to reset my account? Right? Let's see. All right, this is me going now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What how do I reset my account? Let me delete my email from the information from the information about page for my accounts, and then try to make a new account.
Didn't work, did it?
No, it did not work. Okay, fine. Let me log back. Okay, let me log back into my account to put my account back in.
You can't.
No.
You really fucked up big time, didn't you?
So I was completely logged out of the account. I couldn't make a new account, nor could I get back into my old one. And so the only thing left to do was to call the
contact
office.
support.
Contact the office. Guess who wasn't picking up?
The office.
So I had to physically go to the office and get all that shit done. The problem is, school started in 2 days, and I couldn't get all the parking permit stuff done by then. And the parking permit would also have to be wait until delivered.
It just sucks to be you sometimes, doesn't it?
So, you know what ended up happening?
You cried a lot.
Well, yes, that, but also, because of my position, because of my position and the problems I had to face with as a growing adult, so to speak, I had to park my car at the train station, which is 30 minutes walk away from school. So I wait for the bus at the train station. So let me say it again. Park the car at the train station. Take the bus to get on campus. Right? Have classes that go all the way until like 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Right? Get on the bus back to the train station and then drive home. Those were some long ass days. Oh, I ate the pee-pee. So that was not fun at all. Like, ever.
Sounds it.
Alright, and then but after that I finally got my permit, so I was a happy boy afterwards. And I was satisfied. Does this thing upgrade fast? So after being a happy boy, right, school went on normal. I was just drowning in projects like daily. If you're a computer science major, never take 3 upper division classes at the same time. That is not healthy for the brain, or the stomach, or your body, or a lot of things actually, now that I think about it. It's just not healthy to work that long. So don't do that. That's a random tip from me to you. Anyway. So, other funny stories that happened. Let's see. So, about like, so Thanksgiving week, right? So for us, Thanksgiving is supposed to start on the Wednesday of the week,
Yeah.
right? And then end as soon as the weekend's over, so we only have like 5 days for it. So basically nothing, right? So we have basically nothing, no time to spend on Thanksgiving, except for this week. This week, the Mother Nature decided to give thanks to us hardworking college kids and decided to start a goddamn fire again. This is the second fire that has interrupted classes for me that I have in my college career. Can you even call college a career?
Academic career, I guess.
Career? That's high school, though. That includes other places, too, though.
So?
Don't shoot over the shield. Fine, we're doing this again. So the fire started at like Monday afternoon while I was in class, and everyone got the alert. So like in the middle of the hardware interface lecture, the alert goes off, right? And the professor's like, "Oh shit, I live near there. Oh god, oh no." And so I get a call from my landlord, and she's like, "We had to evacuate." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Right? This was during part 1 of our project, and we were doing poorly, so I was supposed to work after class happened. So I was coming back late this time, right? And the landlord's like, "Okay, we've relocated. We've moved all of our stuff, and we're living in and we rented out a 5-star hotel room." Right? Oh, tell me more. So she tells us the location, right? And then we had to figure out where the place was, right? And then after that, it's like, you're here now. Here's the room, right? And okay, so this room, right? I was showing it with my other roommate, right? And the bathroom door, right? The bathroom door was a sliding door with no lock on it, right? And it leads immediately to the sink, which is fine, right? And the bathtub, all right? The shower and the toilet both had their own doors, but the bathtub was right there. Not only was the bathtub right there, the bathtub had a window that opens out into the beds of the room with wooden blinds that you can open from both sides. Like, what the fuck? Okay, this thing did not actually do any damage to me. What the fuck? You're alive? So yeah, that was something. I think you have to get back to me on that. Did they remove the thing that it's supposed to do when it's upgraded? I think it did. Yeah, they removed it. What the fuck? Okay, so this, when you upgraded this weapon, what it's supposed to do is that when you see that beam that's going into the enemy,
Yeah.
when the shield is hit, it's supposed to zap lightning at him. But it's not doing that. So I guess I have to upgrade the old-fashioned way of sitting here and waiting for him to hit it. Right? So the bath was, and my policy is to, my personal policy is to always take a bath in the, in the hotel room, because you're never gonna take a bath any other time, right? And so I take the bath and I'm having a conversation with the other guy through the window of the room. That was exciting. That was exciting and very no homo. By the way, remember last time when we said we didn't know what this button does?
Yeah.
Right? It turns off the rain. It turns it into snow.
Oh.
That's all it does.
Nice ricochet.
Yeah. Oh fuck, he just dropped from the ceiling!
Hey, you're not dead anymore.
Yay.
Clank, where have you been?
Alright. Alright, and then, so then, so I had to sleep in a 5-star hotel. Also, this was when I was getting into my, what the fuck? How did I get here? When I was starting my, final project for the Android app, so I had to create a GitHub while in the hotel room. So that was nice. That was fun and exciting, I think.
You think?
Yeah. Holy shit! Holy shit!
You'll have to get back up. You'll have to get back to me on that.
But yeah. So that was so like it's like, okay, fine, whatever. We're in a 5-star hotel room. It's actually kind of crappy, and the M&Ms cost $5 to eat. So I'm like telling the roommate, hey, do you need a ride to get to school? And he's like, yeah, I'll take a ride. And like, okay, I'll drive you to school tomorrow. Fucking hell.
Good God.
Alright, this is fully upgraded. Are you stuck? Does it even upgrade like this? I don't know, man. It's weirding me out. So that happens, right? And I like, okay, I'll get a room for you. I'll get you a ride. I'll give you a ride, right? And then it's it's the morning of tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna drive you after you eat breakfast, because I don't eat breakfast anymore, because fuck that. Right? Do I have a weapon that hits people from very far away?
I don't know.
I have this.
God, I'm gonna have to split this into like 3 parts.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rather long one.
We've been talking for like 2 hours.
I know. It's very necessary though. This is a very important random talk today. But yeah. So I grab him. We get to my car. We drive to school, right? It's now 10 p.m., right? 11 p.m. We get an email. Classes are all canceled.
Nice.
For the rest of the week. Have a nice day. I'm like, motherfucker, you could have said that earlier! Right? So that was it then. Classes were canceled on the week of Thanksgiving, so we technically had 2 extra days of Thanksgiving because of fucking fires again. Funny how that works.
Technically, my Thanksgiving break started earlier.
Yeah.
So Tuesday. It's snowing.
Snows.
It's super windy.
Winds.
The snow's going everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I have a class at 3 p.m.
Classes!
It's the only class I have.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to have the class for like a couple days because teacher's been having some health issues.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. And so he like, a couple days earlier, he said like, alright, we're gonna do all these things. Be sure to read up on all these articles. So I do. I read up on them.
How did I get up here?
I don't know.
This thing has collision on it.
So then, it's like somewhere between 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
My phone rings.
Phone.
And I'm like, alright, what's going on?
Okay.
And I also checked my email.
Email.
There's a weather alert.
Weather.
Campus is closed at 3.
Oh.
The same time as my class. So I'm like, well, guess I don't have class today. And then, like a couple hours later, it happens again. Class is completely canceled Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh no.
So I'm like, well, good thing I didn't have anything Wednesday. Guess I'm going home, regardless if I wanted to or not.
No. Unfortunate. So that was Thanksgiving. So that was our Thanksgiving week. Our Thanksgiving week was right before Dead Week too. So it's like
Same.
So as soon as Thanksgiving
So
happened,
as soon as I got back, it was back into the fray.
it's study your ass off time, motherfucker. If you don't do that, you're gonna get an F in everything you.
The moment I got back, it's like, well, time to do literally every single document ever.
The shield is preventing me from accessing the ammo box.
Imagine getting ammo. Funny joke.
Mm-hmm.
I have some jelly beans.
You do that.
These are jelly beans.
I'm gonna defeat Courtney Gears and then call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fucking stupid as fuck. Anyway, back to landlord. So my landlord had a kitty.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Orion, and he hates everyone that moves.
Including the landlord?
The cat. The cat.
No, but the cat hates everything. Does that include the landlord?
Oh yeah, sure, why not? It's a cat, might as well. Might as well, right? But yeah, so the cat. So they have a cat. His name is Orion. He does cat things like meow, like stare at you with evil intent and lick himself all over the place and get scabs for some reason. He's a very messy boy. But yeah, so the thing about Orion though is that he would love if you leave the door to your bedroom, he just invites himself in like, hey, what's up? I'm a cat, bitch. and so like at first it was annoying, but then I was like, you know what? Fuck you. You know what? It's a cat. I'm fine with cats. Yeah. So I just let him into my room and annoy the crap out of him back while I'm reading from the computer or something. And so, at that point, we declare war. He would annoy me by being in my room, and I annoy him by giving him hugs and head scratches. And I think I won.
Did the cat just stop entering your room?
No, he still entered, but he knew who was the winner. he knew who was top dog in this house. They also had a dog too. I don't talk about the dog because I don't interact with it.
Oh.
Relatively stress-free weekend. But yeah, I'm glad to be done with college now, for the most part.
I still got 2 more terms.
Yep. But once you're done with college and you have stuff that you forgot to do, you probably also say fuck it too. I wonder if I blew up a bomb inside this room. Shit ton of cash.
Yes.
Oh dear. That was a shit ton of cash.
There's your answer.
Oh no. Please set us up the bomb. Incoming transmission.
All your base are belong to us. Ha ha ha.
Remember memes?
Yes.
Remember a long time ago when the Walmart apparently that upgraded.
Nice.
Mega. Remember when the Walmart logo used to be a smiley face?
I remember when it had a smiling face, but I don't recall it being the only logo.
I mean, I guess that's true, but Jesus shit.
But yeah.
But yeah. When did they change? I feel like I should have looked up when they changed their logo, because it's not the smiley face. It's six lines emanating from a circle.
History of Walmart and their logo design. Maybe this is what we're looking for.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Alton's. That's not useful.
Oh shit, I killed him by accident.
Yes, they can.
One disposable pop star. Disposed.
Alright, let's just...
You got it.
I don't see any of... I recall Smiley Face being part of, like, ads, but I don't recall it being, like, the main logo.
I feel like it was the main logo.
No. Like, I can't find anything.
And I was wrong this entire time about everything.
But, like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't know when that changed.
Yeah. We're pretty much done right now. So,
Walmart Smiley is back after 10 years on a lawsuit from 2016.
it's a very storied history, this logo.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just gonna stop.